The motorcycle in your garage is not yours. You hold the title. You made the payments. But the moment you try to fix it yourself, you discover that Harley-Davidson still owns the one thing that matters: permission. This is not an accident. This is a business model. Harley-Davidson spent a decade engineering one thing: your dependence. They locked the diagnostics. They killed the parts supply. They turned your toolbox into a museum piece. This video exposes exactly how they did it. You will see the 3 systems they corrupted to trap you. You will learn the 2 fights still worth winning, and you will understand why the wrench in your hand became worthless the moment you stopped paying attention. Let's start with your garage. Picture 1994. A man stands in his garage under a single fluorescent tube. His knuckles are bleeding. There is oil on the concrete and a carburetor in pieces on the workbench. The radio plays Skinnerd. By midnight, the Softail runs better than the day he bought it. Now picture last Tuesday. A man stands in the same garage. Different bike, same bloodline. He stares at a blinking dashboard icon that means nothing to him. His phone is open to a forum where strangers tell him the same thing the dealer told him: bring it in because the computer will not let you proceed. The difference is not complexity. Fuel injection existed in the 90s. Electronic ignition is older than disco. The difference is intent. Harley-Davidson made a decision. Somewhere in a Milwaukee boardroom, someone ran the numbers and realized that every repair you do yourself is revenue they lose. Every aftermarket part is a betrayal of the shareholder. Every greasy Sunday in your garage is money bleeding out of their service department. So they started building walls. First came proprietary connectors that do not match industry standards. Then came encrypted software that requires dealer credentials to access. Then came error codes designed to disable your motorcycle until someone with a laptop and a subscription clears them. Your father's garage was a workshop. Yours is a crime scene, and Harley is the one drawing the chalk outline around your rights. They will tell you this is about safety. They will tell you modern engines require modern expertise. They will tell you the liability is too great to let amateurs tinker with fuel maps and ABS calibrations. Here's what they will not tell you. Independent mechanics have been safely servicing complex vehicles for decades. Every car on the road has more computing power than a space shuttle, and your local shop handles them fine. This is not about protecting you. This is about billing. But the error codes are where the real money hides. A rider in Tennessee replaces his own oxygen sensor. The part costs $31. The job takes 40 minutes. He has done this before on trucks, on cars, on his old Dyna. Muscle memory. He reconnects the battery, the bike starts, then the check engine light appears and the throttle response dies. The motorcycle has entered what Harley calls limp mode, a safety feature that limits power until a dealer clears the fault. He cannot clear it himself. The code is P0131 and it requires Digital Technician 2 software to reset. That software costs over $6,000 annually, and Harley only licenses it to authorized dealerships. So he trailers the bike 43 miles to the nearest dealer. They charge him $280 for diagnostics. They charge him another $412 for labor because their system logged the repair as incomplete. They charge him $155 for a new sensor, even though the one he installed works perfectly. Total damage, $847 for a $31 job he already finished. Harley designed these codes to require dealer intervention. They designed the software to reject third-party tools. They designed the entire ecosystem to funnel you back into their service bays every time something blinks on your dashboard. 3 systems work in concert to trap you. Error codes trigger without real failures. Software is limited to dealers only. Reset procedures demand physical presence at an authorized location, so no phone call or email can save you. You might think you can work around this. Buy a third-party scanner. Flash custom firmware. Find a rogue tech who will help. Think again. Harley updates their encryption regularly. Tools that worked last year brick themselves on new models. The arms race is designed for you to lose. They did not just make repairs expensive, they made independence illegal. But here's where the trap closes completely. For 80 years, the aftermarket kept Harley honest. Companies like Drag Specialties, Tucker Rocky, and 1,000 small machine shops made parts that fit, parts that lasted, and parts that cost half what Milwaukee charged. Competition meant freedom. Harley saw that freedom as a leak in the revenue pipe. Starting around 2016, new models began shipping with VIN-locked components. The engine control unit, the instrument cluster, and the anti-lock braking module were each coded to a specific serial number. If you swap in a replacement part, even an identical Harley part from a salvage bike, the system refuses to recognize it. Your motorcycle becomes an expensive sculpture that will not start. Independent repair shops watch their business evaporate overnight. A master mechanic with 30 years of experience cannot override a software lock. His skills are worthless against a corporate server that demands authentication he will never receive. Then came the supplier agreements. Harley leaned on parts manufacturers, requiring exclusivity deals that prohibited selling to the aftermarket. Components that used to flow freely into the repair ecosystem now funnel directly to dealer networks, with markups that would make a pharmaceutical executive blush. The numbers tell the whole story. A replacement throttle body that cost Harley $90 to manufacture retails for $620 through their parts counter. The aftermarket alternative that used to exist at $300 is gone, because the company that made it signed a contract or faced a lawsuit. This is not about quality control. Aftermarket parts often exceed original equipment manufacturer specifications, because competition demands excellence. This is about eliminating the competition entirely, so you have no choice but to pay whatever they demand. Your grandfather's panhead could run forever on ingenuity and swap meet fines. Your 2023 Road Glide runs on Harley's permission and Harley's schedule. They took a machine that symbolized American independence and turned it into a subscription service with wheels. A century of mechanical freedom died in a licensing agreement, but there is still a way to fight back. You have exactly two options. Neither is easy. Both are necessary. The first fight is political. Right to repair legislation is moving through state houses across the country, and it needs your voice. Massachusetts passed the first automotive right to repair law in 2012. Since then, manufacturers have lobbied relentlessly to exclude motorcycles, power sports, and anything with two wheels from those protections. Call your state representative. Use those exact words, motorcycle right to repair. Tell them you vote, and you remember who protected your property rights and who sold them to corporate donors. The Repair Association maintains a list of pending bills at repair.org. Find yours, show up, sign the petition. This is not a spectator sport. The second fight is cultural. Build your life around machines they cannot lock. Pre-2014 Harleys, before the full digital takeover, still respond to wrenches, carburetors, and human hands. They leak oil and demand attention, but they belong to you completely. Find the communities keeping these bikes alive. Forums like HD Forums and Chop Cult connect riders who refuse to surrender. Local shops that specialize in older iron need your business to survive. Every dollar you spend there is a vote against the dealership model that wants you dependent and docile. This is bigger than motorcycles. Every tractor, every truck, every piece of equipment you own is watching this fight. If they win here, your Ford truck is next. Your John Deere already fell. Remember that man in 1994 bleeding knuckles under the fluorescent light? He was not just fixing a motorcycle, he was exercising a right so fundamental that nobody thought to write it down. Now they are erasing it, one encrypted module at a time. If you buy a 2024 Harley-Davidson, you do not own a motorcycle. You own a monthly payment to Milwaukee. Support right to repair legislation in your state. Build your garage around bikes that answer to tools, not passwords. That man in 1994 finished his repair, cracked a beer, and rode into the night because the machine was his. The wrench meant something. It still can. Share this video with every rider you know. Subscribe if you want to keep fighting.